It feels almost cruel how the devs lined up version 2.8. Just as players finally recover from their last round of pulls, the livestream drops a lineup that looks specifically designed to test everyone's wallet discipline. With Chisa arriving and 3 reruns orbiting her like they're plotting your downfall, picking your pulls has never felt more stressful. And since 3.0 is practically peeking in through the window, every choice suddenly matters twice as much. But instead of panicking, let's go through each character one by one and figure out who's actually worth it. You're welcome back to the channel. ¿Cómo está, señor Lahat? Without further delay, let's kick it off with Phoebe. Her return makes sense because she's still a core spectral resonator with extremely flexible value. What makes her stand out is her ability to operate as both a main DPS and a sub-DPS, thanks to her ability to shift forms and adjust her role on the fly. Her outro skill alone carries massive weight in the current meta, boosting spectro-frazzle damage by a full 100%, while also dropping enemy spectro resistance. For anyone running Zani, this isn't just a nice bonus, it's the entire engine. Phoebe feeds Zani the frazzle stack she needs, fills her gauge faster than anyone else in the game, and lets her hit her true peak. Without Phoebe, Zani is noticeably weaker. With her, Zani becomes a monster. That synergy alone is what gives Phoebe her real value. Speaking of value, if you need extra Lunites and Asterites, click the Lootbar link down in my description and pinned comment for a massive saving of up to 25% and an additional 10% if you use my link. You can save on monthly Lunite subscriptions, battle passes, and Lunite top-ups. Lootbar is trusted by thousands and thousands of Wuba players with excellent Trustpilot scores. With their mobile DIY top-up, you can get the discounts without giving away your password. If you use my link in the description and pinned comments, you can get an additional 10% off your first purchase. So yeah, give it a try. And thank you, Lootbar, for sponsoring this video. Let's continue. Outside that specific pairing, Phoebe still works as a standalone DPS, especially if you slot her with units like Yuno or Phrolova who boost her heavy attack potential. Even Shakona can support her by providing frazzle while Phoebe sits comfortably at range, controlling enemies, slowing them down, and weaving teleport repositioning into her rotation. She's smooth, she's consistent, and she doesn't require risky positioning. Truth is, she is probably more reliable than Zani as a main DPS for Spectral Frazzle, especially if you skipped Zani's rerun. If she gets the right team to back her up, like Chisa, who arrives in the same half, she can be a cheaper alternative to Zani's premium team. Either you insert Spectro Rover there or Shorekeeper as a crit buffer. She has value, but if you can wait, the second half has better reruns. Moving on to Froolova, she barely had time to cool off from her original banner before returning. But the funny thing is, she's only become more polished since then. Instead of fading into the background like some rerun units tend to do, she's aged into her strengths with confidence. Her kit leans into big scaling on both on-field and off-field presence, and the more you build her, the more she rewards you with consistent, satisfying output. She slides effortlessly between a main DPS role and a sub-DPS role, adapting to whatever your team actually needs without feeling awkward or shoehorned in. On top of that, she's still one of the most comfortable range characters to pilot, offering wide AoE coverage, natural crowd control, and that smooth, stable gameplay rhythm that makes her easy to pick up even after long breaks. Her synergy exploded with the release of Choi Wen, and that's really what pushes her into the top tier of version 2.8, because Phroolova's strongest teams rely on echo skill damage, and Choi Wen not only boosts echo skill damage by 50%, but also throws out multiple echo skills himself. The pairing creates a feedback loop of pure destruction. Add Cantarella into that mix, who contributes echo skill activations on top of Havoc and Resonance skill buffs, and suddenly, you're looking at one of the strongest teams in the game. Phrolova, Cantarella, and Choi Wen shredded Whimpering Wastes before, but now they're practically the default recommendation. Regardless of whether you play her as your main or support, her value stays consistently high purely because she works in so many different comps without feeling awkward or clunky. Then there's Cantarella, who was always a niche pick at first, but her rerun makes much more sense now that Phrolova's power level has skyrocketed. Canerella's entire kit is designed to enhance Havoc and Resonance skill damage, And since Phrolova's damage counts as both Havoc and Echo skill, the synergy is almost scripted. She also brings field healing, burst potential, and enemy slowing to make fights more manageable. But the biggest reason she's here is her Echo skill triggers. Cantarella produces some of the most consistent extra Echo activations you can add to a team, and since Phrolova's damage scales harder with each Echo activation, Cantarella becomes a near-essential piece for optimizing that kind of comp. However, unlike Phrolova, Cantarella doesn't plug into many teams comfortably. Outside the Echo skill comp, she's usable, but not remarkable. She gets better with Empryon Anthem and can be used alongside Camellia and Jinchi. But she is more of a Havoc damage buffer, so if you're not planning to run Phrolova, Cantarella instantly becomes skippable. But if Phrolova is your girl, then Cantarella is practically mandatory. Now, that brings us to the signature weapons. Predictably, all three are tailored closely to their respective units, but that doesn't automatically mean you need them. With Phoebe's signature, you not only boost her personal damage, but also enable Spectro-Frazzle units to hit harder through her outro. If you're maximizing Zani, this weapon climbs in value fast. But for players running Phoebe outside Frazzle comps, weapons like Stringmaster or Rhyme Drape Sprouts still give her great performance without pushing you into a banner you don't need. Phrolova's signature is a bit more complicated. When she first launched, it seemed almost mandatory thanks to its 32% Echo skill damage amplification. Now, with Shui Wen offering massive Echo damage boosts on his own, Phrolova won't suffer nearly as much if you skip her signature. If you already own Stringmaster or have Shui Wen built, her signature weapon becomes optional instead of essential. Cantarella's signature hits hard, offering crit damage, basic attack bonuses, and Havoc Shred. But since Cantarella's primary job is support, you can safely pass on it. Plenty of alternative weapons let her do what she needs to do without locking you into a premium banner. So, what's the actual pull priority in 2.8? Obviously, the best damage dealer in the game gets her spotlight. I'm talking Phrolova, without question, should be your priority. Even if you count Chisa, Phrolova should still be your priority if you don't have her yet. There's a reason why I consider her as the best damage-dealing Resonator in the game and #1 in all my lists. Phrolova offers the highest raw value thanks to her flexibility, scaling, and incredible synergy with modern units. If you are getting Phrolova, you also need to grab Cantarella. Phoebe sits at the bottom as a niche pick due to her negative status affinity, which will require you to get Chisa in order to smooth out the gameplay kinks. If you're unsure, holding until the 3.0 drip marketing begins is the safest play. Power creep is inevitable, and there's no harm in waiting. But if you're already invested in these comps, the reruns are still strong pickups. If this video resonated with you, please leave a like and subscribe. Ring that bell for massive version 2.8 gotcha luck. Thank you so much for watching. Maraming salamat po, and I will see you in my next video drop. Goodbye.